What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to World Sports Culture TV. Today I'm going to be doing a small video on the New York Yankees and our embarrassing form as of recent. It all started on June 25th when we started a 7-game losing streak, dropping 4 straight games to the Red Sox and then 3 straight games to the Detroit Tigers. Unbelievable stuff that we're witnessing currently with the New York Yankees. Just strikeout rate is through the roof. Our catching position is an absolute disaster. Garrett Cole came back, didn't look himself, wasn't able to miss any bats, was giving up first inning home runs consistently, and he really looked a shade of his former Cy Young self. I do have to say his past 2 starts have been much better. Yesterday he had a quality start, and I believe the game before that as well he had a quality start. Just not really getting any run support right now from the Yankees. None of our starting pitchers are. The Yankees look absolutely inept at the plate. That 7-game losing streak also, put into perspective how bad we are defensively currently. Tons of errors and mental mistakes on the pitch, just starting to look a little bit like a little league team. Really bad performances by the New York Yankees. Fans all over the world are really questioning what's going on with this lineup. I understand that we have injuries right now. We're missing Judge. We're missing Stanton. We're missing Max Fried. Trent Grisham was out for a little bit of that as well. So was Ryan McMahon. And it's just not an excuse to look completely inept. I understand if you're going to be struggling, maybe playing 500 ball or a little bit less, but to go on a 7-game losing streak, to look like there was no light at the end of the tunnel, is just unacceptable from this organization, to be quite frank. I also question a lot of decisions that Boone is making. We lost an extra inning game where he put in Duvall. Duvall has been terrible all season. Every time that guy comes in, I just know that he's walking 2 batters and giving up a single. It's just textbook from him. Very disappointed in the heart and the hustle that I'm seeing from this team. You have guys like Jazz Chisholm chewing lollipops at the middle of second base and just acting like everything is okay. We need to have guys who have their heads screwed on straight. Okay, I understand if you're in a slump, but you have to break that. You have to put in the extra hours in the cage. You have to do your extra work watching film, studying these pitchers that you're going to be facing. We need more effort and we need more quality on the field. It's just not an excuse anymore. That 7-game losing streak had to start against the Red Sox, one of our arch rivals. Even though they're not even having a good season at all, they came out and looked like they were the first place team facing us. I really believe that Judge is the glue to this team. I mean, I understand he's the best player in baseball, but you would think missing one guy doesn't make your team totally collapse. But that's what we are witnessing. We are witnessing a total collapse of the New York Yankees. We are embarrassing right now. We are so bad. And I give my buddies who are Mets fans a lot of stick because they've looked embarrassing the whole season this year. And they're one of the richest teams in baseball, and they have high expectations to be, making playoff pushes and, hopefully trying to get to the big dance. But they've looked like a little league team all year. You got Juan Soto, who can't even hustle down to first base to get runners over. Guy makes an error at second base, and he still gets out because he's just assuming. Terrible baseball that we're seeing in New York right now, and I'm very upset to be a part of it as a Yankees fan. Now, I think it's a positive sign that Cole's starting to come back into form, but as far as that, I don't see many positives coming up. Judge is quite a far way out from coming back, and who knows how long it will take him to, come back into form after coming back from an injury. Stanton is a guy who's borderline, getting ready to retire. I don't see much baseball left in Stanton's career. And we all know how Stanton is. When he comes back, he's not just going to hit the ground running. It takes him weeks to a month to, hit rhythm and start really, crushing the baseball again. Really concerned about Volpe. Anthony Volpe's arm has been, hitting only 77 miles per hour on throws around the infield. He has a horrible percentage on converting double plays compared to Caballero, and the bat just hasn't been there either. And we keep giving him opportunities. I understand he's a Yankee boy through and through. I understand that. I wanted to see him do well. I was a big Volpe fan, or am still a big Volpe fan. I have nothing against the guy. I just have something against the numbers that he puts up and the production that he shows. Career batting average is like mid 220s or something, I believe, something of that nature. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. His OPS is super low, and it just, the eye test tells you that he's just not producing at all to a level of Major League Baseball quality. Even though I understand batting averages are way down from when I was a kid, and we were watching the Jorge Posadas and the Derek Jeters of the world, just consistently getting on base, clutch hitting, and before launch angle and home runs really meant as much as they did today. But this Yankee team is really starting to worry me with the swing and miss rate, just the lack of consistency, and just losing baseball that we're playing right now. And it's just it's something that they need to rectify. I feel like this All-Star break needs to come sooner rather than later. These boys better hit that All-Star break and better reset and try to come back for a strong push in the second half of the season. We're losing out to the Rays now on first place. The Rays are on fire. Camario is unbelievable ball player. Definitely in contention for AL MVP, going to the home run derby this year because he's been absolutely raking. I think the guy had a stretch where he had 10 home runs in 10 games, something of that nature. He's unbelievable. Their pitching staff has been really good this year, and the Rays are a team that's it looks like they found new life after coming back to Tropicana. Playing last year at George Steinbrenner Stadium while they were fixing their stadium might have just taken a little bit out of them. And it looks like playing at home, playing at the Trop, has really given this team some energy and some life that we weren't seeing from this team in the past. And the Rays look like a real team right now. They look really good, I have to say. They look really good. And the Yankees, we are in a historically bad form right now. We went 2 games in a row with striking out 17 times in one game. I've never seen that before. That's historic. We were history breakers there, but for the wrong side of history. I really feel like they need to shake it up with the lineup. We need to drop Volpe. We need to consistently be starting Caballero at shortstop. We need Jazz Chisholm to be playing second base, even though I'm not his biggest fan with his off-the-field antics, with his on-the-field antics, with the lollipop. It just seems like he's not a guy who takes his job serious enough, in my opinion. And he's too streaky. He'll have games where he hits a home run, 3-run home run, maybe has a single, steals a base, looks like a very good player. And then he'll have games where he strikes out 2 out of 3 times, never gets on base, and just looks horrible. Even though we could say that for the whole Yankees team right now, where their consistency is a major issue. Really, the catching position baffles me. Austin Wells is horrible. There is no other way to put it. He's batting 150, I believe. He's a Major League Baseball player. And you're batting 150? That's atrocious. And then our backup catchers are like career minor league guys who've really never gotten any burn at the major league level because they've never been major league quality. And to not address these things in the offseason, to bring in a catcher to back up Wells, Jensen, we had options to bring him in. We turned that down. We said he's not better than the guys we had. These are just frugal mistakes that the Yankees are making, not willing to give guys, $7 million contracts to actually come and help the team out. And it's proving to be an issue now. We have the worst catching numbers in baseball right now, and it's really hurting the team. As far as the outfield, it's been a hodgepodge of guys all season since Judge and Stanton went out. We had Spencer Jones up for a little bit. Just not ready. Grisham got hurt. Then we're putting Caballero out there. He's not hitting cutoff guys. He's letting guys advance bases for no reason because he's not really an outfielder. And it just seems like the Yankees are in a whirlwind of a mess right now. And it doesn't seem like Boone can find the answers to fix this. And it doesn't seem like anything he's doing is really helping the team. And then you see these interviews that he's putting out where he comes off as very arrogant and cocky, saying that, it is what it is, and, eventually the ship will right itself. And it's just not what you want to hear as a Yankee fan. I want to hear my manager take a little bit of responsibility for what is going out on the field and what's going on. Goldschmidt, I've loved Goldie his whole career. He's probably be in contention to be a future Hall of Famer, but, he's borderline guy, but he's had a great Major League Baseball career, but the truth is he's at the end of the road. Goldie's getting ready to retire. The Yankees constantly do this, bring in these old vets that they think that they can squeeze a little bit extra life out of, and then it just doesn't work. And really concerned as a Yankee fan right now that we might fall short of coming in first place to the Tampa Bay Rays. And I just don't want that to be the case. I want to see us have the best shot possible at making it through this postseason. And we need to get back to the World Series. We lost this World Series to the Dodgers. And I also lost faith in Boone that series when in game one, I believe, when he brought in Nestor to face Freeman in the ninth inning or that clutch situation and Freeman took Nestor deep. Why are we bringing in Nestor Cortez from the bullpen? And then that season, as soon as it concluded, we let Nestor go to the Brewers. And then we faced the Brewers on opening day. And not on opening day, the second day of the season, they started Nestor Cortez. And what did the Yankees do to him? We dropped 20-plus runs on Nestor Cortez and broke a franchise record of hitting 9 home runs in a single game. And then everybody started going crazy about torpedo bats, blaming it on the bats. No, it had nothing to do with the bats. It's just Nestor is not as good as we once thought he was. And that's why we got rid of him, and that's why he should have never came in a clutch spot in the World Series. Boone really set the tone for that World Series, I believe, and then we went on to lose. And, you have the postseason Aaron Judge effect where he goes missing. And I think that's a big knock on Aaron Judge in his career right now. It's all good if you can drop 52, 62 home runs in a regular season, but what are you doing for me in the postseason when it counts, when we're playing knockout round baseball? You need to be there. You need to show up. And Judge went missing that World Series, and the whole team couldn't hit. I believe I was at Game 3. I don't think we scored a run, or if we did, we scored one. And we just had a horrible performance, and we got washed by the Dodgers. And, the Dodgers, they spend tons of money in baseball. Probably have the most expensive roster, I believe, and it's no secret that, they're one of the best teams with Ohtani, spearheading that team. He's unbelievable, probably the best baseball player I've seen live in my lifetime, besides from maybe Barry Bonds, but, Barry didn't do it on both sides. Barry wasn't a pitcher, so just Ohtani has that X factor to him, But this Yankee baseball team, they really need to figure it out. I think, Boone needs to really dig into these guys and let them know, don't lose sight of the goal. This is supposed to be a winning team. This is supposed to be a team that's going to be competing for a World Series this year. You have to be able to face adversity. Okay, we lost Judge for a little bit. Okay, we lost Max Fried for a little bit. Okay, we lost Stanton for a little bit. I'm not expecting us to, play amazing baseball without these guys, but I do expect us to be playing 500 baseball, at least win one, lose one. We can't be going on streaks of losing, streaks of striking out 17 times in a game in multiple games. That's ridiculous. I don't care who we are fielding. I don't care who is in the batting lineup. We cannot be striking out 17 times in a game. It is painful to watch. I've never seen Yankee baseball this bad. I've never seen the catching position at Yankee baseball this bad. I never thought I'd be sitting here crying for Francisco Cervelli levels of catching. Unbelievable. We really need to address something in the trade deadline. I understand we don't want to, completely give up on our future. We have a lot of really good prospects, but I think Cashman needs to work some type of magic to help this team, just a little bit. Whether it's the catching spot or relief pitching, our relief pitching is terrible. He needs to do something to fix an aspect of this team just to help it tick over a little bit better. Really disappointed with this Yankee baseball right now. We're playing the Rays currently. We're winning right now, I believe. Last time I checked, it was 7-3. Caminero, though, another home run for the Rays. Like I said, one of the better players in baseball right now, guys. Absolutely on a tear. Ben Rice, I want to say he's probably the only bright spot this year. Oh, and Cam Schlittler. I'm sorry. Cam Schlittler and Ben Rice, who you have to give our scouting department an unbelievable amount of credit. These guys weren't highly sought-after prospects, and look at what they're doing at the major league level. Ben Rice has came in and really replaced all that production that we lost from Soto. 20-plus homers, invited to the home run derby this year. He's an all-star this year. I couldn't be happier with Ben Rice. He did go on a little bit of a slump amidst our 7-game losing streak and this kind of rough late June, early July period. But Ben Rice, we cannot be putting the blame on Ben Rice. He's been a great ball player for us. And, he struggles against lefties, and I completely understand it. But when that man's on, he hits the ball really hard. He has great hard ball contact percentages, and the home runs are flying out of the ballpark for him, and I just think that he's having a breakout season. He's definitely earned himself a lot of money this year. So couldn't be happier with Ben Rice. He's definitely a bright spot. And Cam Schlittler, in contention for the AL Cy Young right now, an American League All Star right now. Cam Schlittler, I actually want to say I don't know where this team would be without him. He is unbelievable. The guy throws gas, super confident young guy. You can tell that he has the mentality. He's very mentally tough. You can see things don't really bother him. He had one really bad start recently. I want to say it was 2 starts ago where he got absolutely lit up by the Tigers. And then he comes back with a great performance. I want to say it was 8 strikeouts. I believe we won the game when he pitched. And yeah, he came back in a bounce back spot and really showed that he does belong and that was just a little blip. Everybody's got a bad game here and there. But consistently, he puts up great numbers, great strikeout numbers, missing bats, and he just looks everything the part of a future Cy Young, future ace for this team. So as far as the bright spots, I think those two guys are unbelievable. I want to say this is a season where we've probably dealt with more injury crisis than in recent years, for sure. Judge going down is a major blow to our team, best player in baseball, or one of them along with Otani and a couple of other guys. But yeah, him going down really set our team on a downward spiral that I did not expect. I expected us to maybe take a step back, but I did expect us to keep our heads above water. I didn't expect us to just start sinking. So just unbelievable stuff that we're seeing from the Yanks this year. Record strikeout stuff, record lack of contact stuff. Pitchers going down like Max Fried. We need him back as well. Injuries are really plaguing our team. And the worst catching numbers in the league when it comes to offensive numbers. Just horrible. Austin Wells, I almost look at him as an automatic out, which is shameful in a Yankees lineup to have a guy that you consider an automatic out. I don't know what happened to him. He used to show signs of, progression, used to show signs of the ability to be a major league catcher and maybe be, an asset on offense as well. But this season, he's went completely down. So I don't know if it's a mental thing with him. I don't know if it's off the field issues or it's just simply that he had a purple patch in his career with us and that this is really the Austin Wells that you should know. But either way, the catching position has to be addressed. It just has to. It's such a big issue right now. And Volpe, the experiment is over. We need to move on from Anthony Volpe. We need to look into bringing in a new shortstop or giving Caballero that as a full-time position. Caballero, he might be a little bit of a bright spot this season too. I don't think the guy is terrible. And we got him from the Rays to be like a utility player for us to kind of fill in around the diamond. But he's proven to be our best shortstop this season. The double play ratios that he's putting on compared to Volpe are much higher. He converts them at a higher rate. And the guy's bat is not really missing. He hit 2 home runs the other night on the season. I don't think his numbers are terrible. I happen to have him in fantasy baseball, so I could tell that he actually is producing at a decent level. His production isn't terrible. And no, my fantasy team isn't trash. I'm actually in 3rd place. So, yeah, I think this Yankee team is struggling right now. I do want to see us maybe step it up after the All-Star break. I would love to see Boone take some accountability for this team and not always just say that it is what it is or it's okay or we expect things to bounce back. The man needs to be held accountable. He's been coach for this team for a while now, and he's had a failure in the World Series, and he's had multiple moments of just failure. He's had multiple moments of failure where he's making the wrong decisions at the wrong time, and it's just costing us. So I want to see Boone be held accountable. I want to see these players be held accountable, and I want to see the Yankee baseball that I'm used to. Hopefully, Cole can continue this upward trend of bouncing back from those really poor starts that he, re-entered our team with coming off from that injury. Maybe that's why he started off a little slow. But as of right now, back-to-back quality starts for him. Let's hope that he could keep it up. I know Max Fried is joining the team in a couple days, I believe. I think he's on pace to come back soon. So let's hope Max Fried comes back and bounces back to what we saw of him. He was having a great season before he went down. So maybe we can get a little bit healthier. Maybe we can get guys bouncing back from coming off of the injury list to help us, get back to where we expect to be, to playing some winning baseball. But as for now, that's my little recap on this Yankee season so far. Just been a bad end of June, early July. a little bit injury prone, and the catching position is absolutely awful. So let's hope that the Yankees could bounce back. We need guys like Bellinger and Goldschmidt to start picking it up a little bit as well. And let's hope that Trent Grisham, he came back from injury, first game back, hit a home run. So let's hope that Grisham could kind of keep up his offensive numbers as well. He had a good season with us last year. We brought him back. He plays a good defensive center field. I don't really have any issues with Trent Grisham. Let's just hope that he could kind of take some more weight off this team and keep producing at a higher level than was expected from him in years past. So, yeah, that's it on the Yankees. If you like the content here, please like, subscribe to the page, drop a comment. I'll be sure to answer anybody who drops a comment. And as for today, that's it. Hope everybody has a great day. Enjoy your baseball, enjoy your summer baseball, and most of all, be well. Till next time, YouTube.